Thank you for joining me today. Before we begin, I'm excited to announce that registration for our 4th annual Finding Hope Retreat is now open. And this year, we are not only having 1, but 2 retreats. Our first one will be March 22nd through the 24th at Post Oak Lodge and Retreat in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the second one will be April 26th through the 28th at Trinity Center in Pine Knoll Shores, North Carolina. This year's theme is Be Still, based on the Bible verse Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. This will all be done in a relaxed atmosphere with keynote speakers, including Christian author speaker Julie Bustler and myself. There will also be incredible breakout sessions, small group discussions, worship, and a time of self-care. You can register and learn more at fhretreat.com, but be sure to do it early so you can receive a special early bird price. I hope everyone was able to feel God's blessings over the holidays. I know we discussed it in my previous podcast about finding joy, and I know loving someone in addiction over the holidays can be challenging. So my hope is that you were able to still find joy no matter your circumstances. But as we approach this new year, I hear people say all the time, new year, new me. But I wanted to share a quote I recently read that made me think about that phrase. Shane Pruitt said, "A new year doesn't make a new you if you keep living the way you've always lived. A new you only happens when you let an eternal God take over and he changes how you live." Let me say that one more time. A new year doesn't make a new you if you keep living the way you've always lived. A new you only happens when you let an eternal God take over and he changes how you live. I want you to pause this podcast for a moment and think about what that truly means. What does that mean to you in 2024? For me, this quote is a powerful reminder that the turning of the calendar alone doesn't bring about a new you. Real change, especially in the context of loving someone struggling with addiction, requires a deeper, more profound transformation. It involves inviting an eternal source of strength and wisdom into our lives, allowing God to take the reins and guide us through the challenges. As we embark on this new year, it is essential to reflect on the way we've been living and ask ourselves if this year there are areas that need to change. Loving an addict often involves navigating through a million different emotions and frustrations and uncertainties. But what if this year we let an eternal God take over and change how we approach our loved ones' addiction? So you might be asking, how can you do this? My quick answer is just to be still. Be still, take your hand out of the mess of your addicted loved ones. Be still and sit and listen to God and what he has to say. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." Which reminds me that even as we face this addiction and the difficulties, there is still hope. By being still, we open ourselves to the possibilities of miracles, healing, and transformation. Let us trust that God is with us and he is with our loved one, and with us offering guidance, comfort, to a path towards peace. I know this journey is undoubtedly challenging, but with faith as our anchor, we can find the strength to set healthy boundaries, offer unwavering love, and seek guidance on how to best support our addicted loved one. It's about letting go of control and trusting in God to bring about the change that we cannot achieve alone. So this new year can be a turning point, not just for our addicted loved ones, but for ourselves as well. So let's embrace the opportunity to surrender our fears, doubts, and uncertainties to an eternal God, allowing Him to guide us in the path of love, understanding, and transformation. Maybe this is your year to be still and to find that new you as you let God take control of your life and of your loved ones' life. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Romans 12:2. So I just want to wish you guys the best new year in 2024. And as you know, I like to end each podcast with a challenge. The challenge today is reflect on what you need to change to make a new year in 2024. My next challenge is, how can you be still this year? What do you need to do? So thank you so much for joining me this week. You can learn more about Finding Hope at findinghope.today, as well as be sure to register for our 2024 Finding Hope Retreat at fhretreat.com. We would love for you to give us a 5-star review, share this on social media, and subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss our next hope-filled episode. Thanks again for joining me, Amy LaRue, in this episode of Finding Hope. And remember, you are not alone. It's not your fault. And there is